When I got the Capital One Venture X, it was an absolute huge decision because of the $395 annual fee that comes on this card billed to you the first month in your possession. Now, ever since getting the card, I did a ton of research to make sure I was squeezing everything I could out of it because I don't want to be sitting at the end of the year worrying if I got my money's worth. Since having the card, I've tested and tried so many different things that this card can do, and I'm sure that I'll be getting way more out than I put in. The purpose of this video is to share those things with you. Here are the 10 things you have to do if you're considering or have the Capital One Venture X. This video is all about bringing value to you with using the Venture X. Now, I will do my best to show you as much of the inside details and how to activate these things or get these features started right inside your own account so you can follow along as well. If you enjoy this type of content and want to continue to learn more about how to use your credit cards the absolute best way possible, subscribe to the channel and I'll keep making very similar videos. Let's get right into the number one thing you must do when getting the Capital One Venture X. The first thing you have to do, if you haven't already, is move your cell phone bill onto the Venture X. As a Visa Infinite labeled product, the Capital One Venture X offers what they call cell phone protection. Diving into the terms and conditions of what this gets you is a protection that covers theft, damage, or involuntary and accidental parting of your cell phone. You get coverage of up to $800 per claim with 2 claims a year, and you get that coverage after paying a $50 deductible if anything were to happen. Now, the catch is that you have to have been paying your cell phone bill regularly every single month before anything happens to your cell phone for which you'd be filing a claim. So the best time to make this change is before anything happens, and that would be right now. So I like this benefit and it brings a ton of value to me because it's essentially a replacement or substitute from a lot of popular cell phone warranties out there that you could purchase in addition to something you've already bought. For example, for the iPhone 14, Apple Care costs $12.49 a month, and you're pretty much saving that every single month when you just slide that protection right onto your Venture X. Tip number 2 is understand exactly how your $300 travel credit works. If you've got this card, you should know that it does come with a $300 travel credit. And this travel credit is one of the most important things to get use out of because it reduces the effective annual fee on this card from $395 down to about $95 that you're paying for a card loaded with tons more benefits than just a $95 card should be worth. However, if you don't use the travel credit correctly or understand how to use it, you may be missing out on a ton of value. The first thing to know is the travel credit can be used on essentially almost anything you can find inside the Capital One travel portal. The travel portal is the resource for you once you get the Venture X that you can spend your points down on or use cash to book your trips. Now, to use the travel credit, you would book just like you're booking a regular trip inside that portal with cash, but you'll get the option provided by Capital One to apply the travel credit with each booking. At checkout, once you've done your hotel or airline purchase, simply indicate that you would like to activate use of your travel credit instead of paying with cash. For some reason, if you'd like to use the credit later and not on your first booking of the year, you can also decline use of the credit and it will store it back again the next time you book. Additionally, one of the best things to know is this credit can be split across multiple trips, and Capital One will just count down the dollar value that you have left on the credit if you don't use it all in one swoop. By the way, if you see the Venture X providing a lot of value in your life and you're considering applying for this card, consider using the first link down below in the description of this video in your application. It's a free way and it helps support the channel to continue to allow me to provide this free content for you that I love making as well. Step 3 is another travel benefit, and that is to complete your enrollment into the Partner Lounge Network. Capital One gives you access to 3 lounge networks that you can use while traveling. Now, while these lounge networks aren't present in every single airport you go to, they're probably in a lot of different places you're going to be traveling, and you don't want to wait until the very last minute to start your enrollment. Here's how to access them all. There are Capital One lounges, which are the best of the best that you can access with your Venture X, in my opinion. Now, there are just 3 beautiful ones across the nation in Denver, Washington Dulles, and Dallas Fort Worth, but these are the best of the best, and the only thing you need to do to get in is to present your Venture X at the lounge door. However, Priority Pass is the second part of the lounge access that comes with your Venture X, and this is something I would suggest signing up for well before you start on your trip. Through the video on your screen, you'll see how you can sign up for Priority Pass pretty seamlessly through your Capital One account. You'll receive a digital membership card shortly after, and then also one that they'll send you that looks something similar to this in the mail. Once you get your Priority Pass card, simply present that to membership desks to get free access into the lounge. Finally, Plaza Premium rounds out the lounge access available with the Venture X at airports. Fortunately, there's no enrollment needed. Again, you'll just present your Venture X right at that front desk to get in. Step number 4 is connect your card to TSA Precheck and Global Entry. Now, this is a step that you'll also have to plan ahead for before going out on your first trip with the Venture X. The Venture X offers a credit up to $100 that will essentially cover your cost of enrollment in either of these services. Just simply pay for that registration fee with your Venture X, and Capital One will credit you back the cost of that purchase. I will personally tell you that this benefit is way worth it, as it's essentially allowing you to go into an airport, walk straight through the line, often without taking off shoes, a belt, and essentially no wait, while you stroll past every other person who's backed up waiting in line. And it's especially helpful for someone like me who is frequently not on time for things like catching my flight. Step number 5 is to accelerate your rewards earnings with your Venture X by connecting it to today's sponsor, Kudos. If you're using the Venture X or any card that you care about maximizing rewards from, you're going to want to download the free browser extension Kudos to pair with your card. Don't just take it from me though. Card Rates calls Kudos the #1 app to multiply your credit card rewards, and for a limited time only for viewers of this channel, they're giving away $20 back after you make your first eligible purchase. Here's how it works. When you sign up for Kudos using the link in the description and or code GUARANTEE, you'll get a $20 boost into your account after you shop just like normal and make your first purchase through an online Kudos partner merchant. You'll get rewards that can instantly be redeemed for $20 in gift cards. I use Kudos to automatically suggest the best credit card for the type of purchase that I'm making online. And the best part is, because I earn points through my card and points through Kudos, I essentially double dip on each purchase without really having to do any extra work. And because Kudos earns a commission through the partner websites that you shop on, it's absolutely free to you, and you earn more rewards every time you shop. It is a win-win. Step number 6 to take is an extremely underrated one, and that is to add free authorized users onto your card. One of the best ways to continue multiplying your earnings is making sure family members or other people you trust can spend on your card and continue to maximize the rewards that you get through the Venture X. The best way to do this is to add them as an authorized user for free. With the Venture X, adding an authorized user essentially gives them access to the credit line on your account and the benefits that come with your Venture X. This includes the complimentary lounge access that we talked about a few minutes before, and essentially allows you to take a whole squad in with you and the authorized users that you bring if you're traveling together through an airport. Let's look at how this compares to other premium travel cards. The Platinum card from American Express can cost $195 to add an authorized user, while the Chase Sapphire Reserve costs $75 each. Tip number 7 is to acquire Cultivist membership through the Venture X. All right, this is a really low-key one, and it's totally off the radar, but it could have real value for you depending on your situation. With Venture X, you're entitled to a complimentary 6-month membership to the Cultivist. The Cultivist is a global arts club that offers access to more than 50 of the world's best museums. And when they say the best, they actually mean some of the best. Normally, this membership costs $440 a year, so 6 months free would have a value of $220. But through your Venture X, you're getting that 6 months on the house. Tip number 8 in getting the most value possible from your Venture X is to dive into Creditwise. In my humble opinion, Capital One has the absolute best credit check partner of any of the card issuers out there. Creditwise lives right inside the Capital One app or desktop if that's what you'd prefer to use, and is absolutely incredible for helping you understand where your credit score is at now and where it could go in the future. My favorite features are, first of all, what affects your credit, which allows you to break down category by category what is going into your credit score to see what is most creating the score that you currently have. For example, I have 4 new accounts within the past 2 years, but if I jump that into the 5 to 6 range, it would raise into the next category and potentially hurt my score. The second aspect of this, which is really slick, is the credit simulator. It essentially allows you to put different things that you may consider doing in the future and tells you what that would do to your credit score. You can mess around with the sliders and see different scenarios as to what may happen, and then decide whether you really want to make that financial move. Tip number 9 is have Capital One scan your trips for you. Since you're getting a travel credit card with a $300 annual travel credit, I imagine that you'll be doing some sort of traveling within the next year. Well, why not let Capital One do the work to find you the best prices and the right time to book? Instead of spending multiple days checking back and forth on your potential trip and seeing what the prices are, only to be disappointed when it goes up or disappointed when it goes down, but you weren't ready to book it yet, let Capital One constantly scan your trip and then send you notifications when it is the best possible time to book. All you have to do is hop right into the app, select your departure city, your destination city, and then instead of booking that flight, allow Capital One to start their scan. I'm scanning for a trip to Miami, and Capital One has been sending me notifications every few days when that price drops even further. The other day, I just got a notification that a flight round trip from KC to Miami dropped to under $100, which was like $30 to $40 below when I started scanning for it originally in my first search. I would highly encourage you to just let Capital One do all the work and then book your trips at your ease right through their own system. The last thing that I'll encourage you to do right away with your Venture X is to double dip. I'm talking about a sneaky, valuable way to get 5x or even 10x points back for your trips while still using your points to actually pay for those trips on the back end. Capital One has a feature allowing you to erase your travel purchases. Capital One allows you to do this for a fair value of 1 cent per point, which essentially allows you to treat your membership rewards points like cash while also still buying trips at the elevated values that Capital One allows through their travel portal. This is a great use of your points because you're allowed to redeem these at a 1 cent per point value, while Capital One typically only gives you half a cent per point when redeeming your points just for straight cash. The only steps you have to take are go ahead like normal and purchase your trips for cash in the Capital One travel portal. Once those trips hit your statement, they'll come up in a window of options allowing you to erase them from your statement with points. Not only is this a great way to maximize some of your points, it's also a lot easier than spending the time going through different transfer partners to try to find your correct award flights or bookings. We are at the end of the list, and those were my 10 biggest steps that you have to take if you want to get everything possible out of your Venture X.